The century is the 21st. The year, 2024, the last 8-year cycle before the collapse of the Babylonian system, where time equals money. But what does this really mean? Brace yourself, because what's coming goes beyond any prediction. It all started with a profane ritual on a global scale during the Olympics in the City of Light. What seemed like a simple ceremony was, in fact, the trigger for a series of dark events that are now leading to the collapse of scientific paradigms. The Big Bang Theory. A lie exposed. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Colossal frauds emerge in the headlines like never before, and corrupt governments take control. Venezuela, hijacked by electoral fraud, becomes a symbol of everything that is wrong with the global system. The economic system is rotting to the core, and a financial crisis of unimaginable proportions is already looming. Scandals involving global idols and secret rituals come to light, with Diddy at the center of attention. New York and Los Angeles have become the epicenters of unimaginable conspiracies. Wars and natural disasters intensify on a scale that no one can ignore. Hurricane Milton is not just a weather phenomenon, it is a sign that something much greater is at play, something that has always been behind the scenes of human history, hidden in plain sight. And as the long-feared holy war in Israel approaches, signaling an inevitable planetary transition, invisible forces are moving the pieces on the board. Behind the scenes, hidden beings oversee everything. Some fight for human evolution, others are plotting the final reset. The prelude to a new era has already begun, but the question is, are you prepared for what is to come? The 2024 Paris Olympics, broadcast to billions around the world, were much more than just a sporting event. Much more. What many failed to notice was the depth of mysterious symbolism and hidden rituals being revealed right before their eyes. What seemed like a simple opening and closing ceremony was, in fact, a global ritual of unimaginable proportions. What was really at stake? Christians worldwide condemned the desecration of the Last Supper, mixed with ancient pagan symbols. But was this just a production mistake? Or was something far darker being set in motion? The concept of a mass energy offering was present, disguised by hypnotic symbols and choreography. What should have been a celebration of global unity was, in reality, a summoning, a call to hidden forces, an invitation to accelerate an energetic process already underway. Did you feel it? Vibrant colors, geometric shapes, and seemingly innocent dances were actually part of a ritual to intensify global energy. Those attuned to these forces know, what happened in Paris was far more than a competition between nations. It was the beginning of something yet to be revealed, an invitation for humanity to prepare for what is to come. With over 200 countries represented, the stage was set. All eyes were on that moment, and the whole world was watching, unable to intervene. But who was truly orchestrating this spectacle? Some may have felt a disconnection, others may have ignored it, but the more perceptive realized, something was offered during that ritual. Something was invoked. And now, the real question is, what does this mean for you? It was not merely entertainment. It was a silent battle, a clash of energies on a global field that many still cannot see. The first step is to awaken to the impact of rituals of this magnitude. The Matrix is showing us something, but are you ready to see it? In October 2024, Hurricane Milton, the largest ever recorded, struck the coast of Florida with a destructive force the world had never seen before. Winds exceeding 200 kilometers per hour devastated cities, left millions without electricity, and caused unprecedented destruction. But what many do not know is that Milton's true impact went far beyond the physical. What does it really represent? Hurricane Milton is merely the visible manifestation of a deep energetic imbalance. Far beyond being a climatic catastrophe, it marks the beginning of a spiritual purification of the earth, and the chaos we are witnessing is only the surface. These natural disasters do not happen in isolation. They are part of a global energetic pattern that reached its breaking point in 2024. Before Milton, the signs were already there, like warnings that few noticed. Devastating floods in southern China in June of that year resulted in over 500,000 deaths, and millions were forced to evacuate. In Brazil, the floods in Rio Grande do Sul occurred shortly after Madonna's controversial concert in São Paulo, an event that many considered a dark manifestation, laden with hidden symbols and subliminal messages. Coincidence? Or are we witnessing something much larger? Tornadoes in the Midwest of the United States devastated the country in March and May, paving the way for what spiritualists call planetary purification. And then came Milton, the crowning event in a series of occurrences that can no longer be ignored. Hurricane Milton was not just a natural disaster. It was a signal that the Earth is being restructured, energetically and physically, in ways we have never seen before. Do you see the connection? We are witnessing a planetary transition where these disasters are more than just destruction, they are a call for humanity to awaken. The Earth is crying out for help, and each catastrophe is an invitation to transformation. And now, are we ready to listen to what the planet is trying to tell us? Many people ask, how can God allow disasters like Hurricane Milton, which cause so much pain and suffering? But that question reflects the level of spirituality and energetic understanding of the person asking it. God is not the cause of chaos but a pure, neutral energy that transcends the distinctions of good and evil. What happens in the world is a direct consequence of human actions, governed by universal laws such as the law of cause and effect. The planet Earth, in turn, acts as a catalyst for these energies accumulated over the centuries. We are witnessing an environmental response, disasters that serve as a form of healing and regeneration for the Earth. And the planet cries for help, without distinction of countries or borders. The real question is, will we continue with childish and self-destructive behaviors? Or are we so arrogant that we would rather cause pain to ourselves and others, repeating the mistakes of the past? Is this the legacy we want to leave for future generations? In light of this reality, beings of elevated consciousness have intervened for the planet, bringing forth the collapse of the system that dominates the current matrix, the Babylonian system, which will be unmasked in the next topic. "2020 marked the beginning of the collapse of one of the most powerful systems that has ever controlled the planet, the Babylonian system, where time equals money. With the arrival of the pandemic, the world was forced to stop, and what seemed like a temporary pause actually triggered a series of changes that exposed the deep cracks in this control model. But that was just the beginning. Now, in 2024, we are witnessing global elites fighting to maintain their power structures as the system crumbles before our eyes. Scandalous frauds have emerged, revealing the rotten core that sustains major industries and governments. The Diddy case shocked the world, exposing not only hidden crimes but also a secret power network manipulating the entertainment industry. His involvement in rituals and secret societies destabilized trust in figures who were once idolized. But what else lies behind this smokescreen? These events are not isolated. They are part of a global collapse, affecting various sectors, such as the automotive industry with the Volkswagen emissions scandal, where tests were manipulated to conceal corporate greed. And we cannot forget the Pandora Papers, which continue to expose the corruption of global leaders hiding their fortunes while millions of people struggle to survive. Venezuela, under Nicolas Maduro's control, is another example of how the Babylonian system maintains its grip through fraud. The 2024 electoral sham ensured his continued. But how much longer can they hide the truth? The situation is critical, and the collapse of this system has already begun, fueling global outrage. At the heart of this struggle is Donald Trump's candidacy in 2024. A polarizing figure, seen by some as the savior of a declining America and by others as a pawn of the elites to perpetuate chaos. But is there something bigger at play here? We are about to witness the unfolding of a much larger agenda, and new forces, perhaps even from other dimensions, are ready to intervene and guide humanity into a new era. The collapse of the time equals money system is inevitable. The first step toward liberation is recognizing that we are trapped in a model that values the material over the spiritual. A system where time is treated as a commodity, and greed reigns. Transformation will come when we reject these values and begin to align ourselves with the energies of the new era, an era where time will be seen as an opportunity for evolution, not as a currency to be traded. The conflict in Israel, known by many as the Holy War, took on new proportions in 2024. What most perceive as a territorial dispute is, in reality, concealing a much larger battle, a spiritual war of forces shaping the planet's reality. Israel, regarded as one of the most significant energetic portals in the world, protected by entities and dimensional beings, stands at the center of this conflict. But why Israel? What is truly at stake? According to biblical tradition, Israel was chosen by God through Abraham, who received the promise of forming a great nation. However, Israel's journey was not free from mistakes. Abraham's impatience in having a child with Hagar, outside his legitimate marriage, brought challenges to the people of Israel that still echo today. Could this war be the continuation of a millennial conflict? Israel, with its crucial spiritual role, witnessed the powerful presence of God and was the stage for extraordinary miracles, such as the parting of the Red Sea. This cemented its status as a spiritual guardian of the planet, playing a central role in biblical and prophetic narratives. But, even with this divine mission, what does Israel represent for humanity in the current context? The Earth's great transition to the fifth dimension is deeply connected to this war. What does this mean? As the planet's energy rises, old structures and ancestral curses passed down through generations are surfacing. Conflicts unresolved for centuries must be confronted for a new understanding to emerge. The question is, are we ready for this confrontation? What is happening in Israel reflects our internal struggle between the old and the new, between the forces of separation and unity. Only those who choose to break these curses will be prepared to enter the new era, an era where low-frequency energies will no longer have a place. The global transformation has already begun, and the collapse of the current system, based on time equals money, is just the beginning of a great spiritual revolution. Now, the real battle lies within each of us. Are we ready to abandon the old order, filled with pain and grudges, and embrace the energies of the fifth dimension? The path to a more just and spiritually elevated world hinges on this choice. And the question remains, are you prepared to be part of this transition? As we move through this period of profound transformation, one thing is certain, the revelations are far from over. What we are witnessing is only the beginning of a series of catastrophic events, scandals, and discoveries about dimensional entities that will continue to surface, exposing truths carefully hidden for centuries. Are you prepared for what comes next? We are in the midst of an intense energetic transition, and the global conflicts we see are reflections of this battle between the old and the new. The ancient structures are collapsing, and with them, the lies and manipulations that upheld the Babylonian system. But this fall will not come without resistance. The energies opposing spiritual evolution will desperately try to maintain control. But how much longer can they resist the rise of the new era? The collapse of corrupt systems and the manifestation of energies aligned with the new era will accelerate the collective awakening. And with this awakening, humanity will finally understand its true role in planetary and spiritual evolution. Old beliefs will crumble, and hidden truths will emerge, shaking the foundations of the reality we know. Are you ready to see beyond the veil? As old leadership loses its grip, new spiritual guides will begin to emerge, shedding light on issues previously misunderstood or ignored. But who are these beings? Can we trust them? And why are they only appearing now? There are many questions that still need to be answered. But one thing is certain, the desire for new understanding, for an era of peace and harmony, is becoming increasingly present. Follow the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss out. Because in the upcoming videos, we will reveal the fate of humanity and the agenda formulated by the number 2 in the power hierarchy of the Trinity. Don't miss the next chapters of this new era of Planet S23. Major revelations are coming, and they will bring clarity about what is truly happening behind the scenes of global events.